Hello, hello. Today I will be working a bit on some music. I need to finish up this Under the Sea song. I'd say it's about like halfway complete, but for more thematic stuff, I kind of have to experiment a bit just to get the right progression. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of mess around on my keyboard till I get some kind of progression that I like. I should have this wired up. Okay, so this is my Yamaha MM8 sampler. I've used this quite a bit over, God, how long? I think I got this in 2012, I want to say. So quite some time ago. Served me pretty well. It's got all sorts of cool samples on it. That I've used over the years. This Casio keyboard, it's not really much. I mainly just use it for like commanding the sort of keystrokes in a lot of the music applications that I use. But yeah, for this, I also like to just kind of play and just get ideas for what I want. So for this song that I currently have, it starts off in, I think it's just G major with 2 added. So G major, but we add 2, and then it goes down to F major, but also with 2 added, and kind of comes back up. So we kind of have this pattern, and then goes down to D sharp, but it's not just the regular major. I add the 7th, so it's kind of that sort of pretty sound. I love 7 chords. Not too many of my songs use it though, but I used to use it a lot when I first started writing music in like the mid 2000s. I think I may have just overused it and I kind of got sick of it, but I don't know, I think just objectively speaking, it's just such a pretty sound. Anyways, so yeah, we go down to D sharp major 7, then we come back up to the F major with 2 added. And that's kind of all I have so far for this song. So yeah, I gotta think here. Yeah, what do I do after? Yeah, maybe we go there. So let's just B flat major. Yeah, so that would be, we start in G, F, and then we go to that 7, D sharp major 7, come back up. Yeah, but where to go from here? Maybe... No, I don't think I want to do any suspended stuff. Although those suspended chords are pretty cool. Very energetic, very 80s. I think like... We're not doing that here. Yeah, think slow, think thick, flowing. Maybe that. That might work. I think I'm close to having something. I was just thinking, should I invert this? F, B flat. Yeah, G. Guess maybe just come back. Maybe that works. I think that works. I think that's good enough. I think I'll just figure out the melody as I write it. Yeah, some songs I write chord structures first. Others I write the melody first. I kind of just I don't know. Kind of just figure it out as I go. Okay, so let's try to bring that over here. Might need to change this here. Okay, so I was doing back to F, then I went up to B flat major. how long should this be? That's the other question. Or should I just spell it out here in the base? Should I do that immediately? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I was doing... Yeah, F, B flat, G, D, back to G. If I just go up and down the scale here. Because that's kind of how I'm opening up with this. How should I do this? Oh, what does this sound like? If I play this... Okay. Okay, I guess maybe I'll try. Let me try this. And I probably should plug in my frickin' Casio keyboard. Just don't want to go looking for the cable for that thing right now. Yeah. Do I want to do this? I want to do this instead? Do I want to start? Do I want to start here? Where did I leave off? D? And then what? Then what? Then what? G. That's right. G minor 7. Do you want to go up or down? Do I want to go up or do I want to go down? I guess I'll go up. See how that sounds. D. B. Oh man, I wonder if I could. I really do want to use my keyboard. Do I like the sound of this? I think I have to keep the same sort of motif going. maybe I go one more note up. So low. E. If I put an E in here. Yeah, I like that better. Which way do I want to go? A sharp. No, I think I want to save this. How to transition. Too high, so I need to go low here. Oh, do I go down one more? Because I need to come back up. Shoot. What does that sound like? If I like this part, the last bit here. Can I write a melody to this? That's the question. How does it fit in with the rest? It might work. How does it sound like this? Could work, could work. I gotta turn the volume back up here. I gotta reset this too. This is like both gotta be the same. Could I get away with just that? Have to give it one more listen. Yeah, because it's kind of screwed it up with the volume here. So yeah, I still need to do the noise column, but I need to listen to it again. I think that's good enough. I'm not sure if I need to write another melody or not. Tempted to. It's so simple, but I kind of like it because it naturally leads itself back to the simple opening, which is a bit more open because the bass isn't as busy. I wonder if I should probably copy something similar to that down here. I think all I did was just walk up. What would that sound like? Just copy this. to listen to this with the noise channel. So this definitely needs to be updated. Okay, what do I want to do here? That's what I hear there. Is that too slow? Don't want that one. Do I have one that's softer? Oof. Not that. Not that. Guess I could do that. How would that sound? Do I have any that's like no vibrato? Guess this could just work. Do I like that? Yeah, these kind of sounds like waves, but maybe you don't really hear waves if you're under the ocean. And what should I do here? I Show Slow says, what game are you composing for, or is this just for experience and experiment? This is for a game that I'm working on. It's an NES game. Right now I'm mainly working on the engine, but the engine's pretty much, well, it's almost completely done. I just need to implement sound, but before I implement sound, I actually want some sound data. So it's kind of two birds with one stone. Just wrapping up some of the songs that I have planned for a pirate-themed game. So yeah, some of these songs are kind of piratey. Other ones not so much. But yeah, kind of going through a tedious process of like first writing the song and then having to kind of reformat it. The engine I'm using doesn't support any of these effects, so I have to create a bunch of instruments that have the wanted, the effects that I want. So yeah, kind of limited on like adding more effects than right now. So I'm just sort of slapping together just some stuff to polish off some of these songs. But hopefully that answers your question. Yeah, now I'm just, I need to think what kind of percussion. 'Cause there's like basically no percussion. I Show Slow asks, modded NES game, or are you making everything from the foundation? I'm building everything from the ground up, except for the sound engine, I guess. But yeah, I have a bunch of other coding streams that kind of demonstrate my programming. Which I definitely need to clean up this file. It's one monolithic file at the moment, which I guess is hard for people to follow along. I don't blame them. It's it's huge, but I mean, this is what the ROM actually looks like, basically. That's the cool thing about assembly, is that if you just disassemble it, it's like you can read it. But yep, everything's from scratch. Once this engine's finished, then I can quickly like pump out a bunch of games. Right now it's just like making a generic, like as generic of a thing as I possibly can. Then I'm basically going to fork my own code base and make like tailor this engine more towards platforming stuff, and then make a few platforming games, and then maybe make some other types of games with this sort of baseline that I have working here. But music. Gotta wrap this up. I think this is pretty much like done. It's simple. I could sleep on it, figure out if I want to add an actual melody to this. But I think this chord progression works, and this very simplistic sequence that follows the motif from earlier in the song, I think it works, and it transitions nicely back to the beginning. So I think I might just keep it. It's nothing crazy, not like the most epic thing ever, but it just kind of defines the feeling, I think. It defines the feeling of the level, which is ultimately what music for games should be doing. Yeah, so I need to think what kind of percussion I want for this next section. Probably just the same thing, except just slowed down. How would that sound? Steps of 8. Maybe not. Maybe I want something like this. And then maybe hit percussion. Or snare, Jesus. Kind of like that. iShowSlow says, Godspeed on your project. I'll be sure to check out the game when it's complete and share it around. Music sounds reminds me of Donkey Kong Country 2. Never give up. Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, it's that song's a bit more atmospheric compared to the rest, but yeah, I'll take that as a compliment. Yeah, it definitely is a mountain to climb, making a game from scratch, especially if you're doing it in assembly. Assembly is notoriously tedious, and you end up wasting a lot of time usually looking for small little bugs. But it's fun. I figure, like, I don't know, like, it's kind of fun to go back to this kind of stuff just because, like, it is challenging to do. And, like, nowadays, like, everyone just uses, like, maker programs and drag and drop or like AI to make stuff, which, I mean, yeah, it helps sort of, I guess, accelerate the development of your vision. But at the same time, it kind of robs you of the adventure of making something, the challenge. I guess it's analogous to you know, going on like a 25 or a 20-mile hike versus just driving your car for 20 miles, right? Like, one's going to get the job done in a much more efficient manner, but it doesn't have any soul to it. Yeah, doing things this way, yeah, I'm not going to, like, be competitive in terms of, like, I don't know, market competition or whatever. But yeah, it's not why I do it. It's just fun to do, I guess. And challenging and rewarding. All right, I think I like this percussion bit here. Yeah, that sounds good. Takes it down a peg from the previous section. And then I'm going to need to transition out of it here. I guess I'll take it from the top. iShowSlow says, I hate Game Maker. It's very limited on what you can do, and I agree. AI makes things too easy. Cutting corners is never good. Always creating games should be fun. Yeah, definitely. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like Maker stuff, but it's just like, I don't know, there's like a time and a place for it. Like, like I use Game Maker to prototype stuff. Like I prototype the game I'm working on right now in Game Maker. But it's just not, like, in my eyes, it's just not really an authentic game until like I actually make it run on an NES and I write the code myself instead of using an engine. But again, it's yeah, I can't complain too much because yeah, I'm using like a sound engine for the music here. Although I am kind of tempted to just write my own sound engine, which I do plan on doing eventually when I make games that are, I guess, more sophisticated, that have like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like an expanded, a chip expansion for the sound. But yeah, for now I mean, the code isn't that complicated for this sound driver, at least I don't think. But yep, it's is what it is, I suppose. Okay. All right, I need to listen to this again because I think I'm pretty close to done. Although I'm gonna have to come in here and swap out a lot of this stuff. Ending of the song gives me a balloon fight feel, like a secret level. Yeah, I think I might need to. I think I might need to figure out a way to transition this a bit better. Yeah, I will do this. Yeah, very musical. Let me see. I don't think I'm using 7. Right there. What should I do? Not pitch up, needs to be pitched down. Not that slow. Needs to be faster. It needs to be F. How does that sound? That works a bit better. If you play a game called Mutant Mudds on the 3DS, it's on par of sounding as good as that game. Oh, I should look into that. Let me make a note. Yeah, I'll have to listen to this. Okay. Okay. Let me play this pattern again. How should I fade this out? iShow says you'll definitely love it. It probably gives you the inspiration for your next project. Maybe. I got so many freaking projects lined up. Yeah, usually like I will make graphics or art first. Or graphics or art. Graphics or music first. Like I have a bunch of songs that I have written that just simply are not being used. What would be an example? Let me open. God, there's just so many. Yeah, like I have a lot of songs that use like this these expansion chips for the NES. Yeah, quite a few. But I'm not sure if I'll ever use these. I don't even remember what this one sounds like, and I don't think this one's finished either. I suppose I can give it a quick play. Yeah. Definitely bits that can be polished up in this. I definitely plan on using this song eventually. Um, yeah, definitely, definitely action heavy. Definitely epic, I would say. It's something I definitely want to use, but I need to, I need to have these extra pulse channels. Yeah, just having these extra two makes like such a huge difference. It makes it so much just thicker when you have those two extra channels. And I think this is like very doable to do. I don't think it'll be too hard for me to like engineer a chip to just have two extra channels. Oh, what am I saying? It probably is pretty hard to do, but I'll do it. I'll figure it out. Just a matter of persistence, it's all. But I kind of have to just build on top of like what I already have. My plan is to kind of do like what that one studio did. I forget who developed like Rayman 2, but the studio that developed Rayman 2 developed like a separate game first as like a stepping stone to the main game that they wanted to make. And that's kind of what I am planning on doing with this. Is like make a game and then add more to it. And then yeah, just keep building on top of what I have. Aisha says keep posting more. Yeah, to promote this. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm Toby Fox talented, but yeah. See, I'm more of like just a generalist. I'm like I can do pretty much anything, but I'm not like an expert. Although one day I feel like I could be like super expert. I guess to me, expert is like your top 1% of whatever field you're in, which is it's not easy to do, but it's like doable. But thanks for the comment. Tim Fallen talented. I wish. Yeah. Yeah. I have the luxury of working with a bunch of tools, right? So it's easy for me to make stuff that sounds good or write programs that function because I've got debuggers. Yeah, see, people in the 80s, they were much more limited on resources and time. You know, time is a big thing too. I got all the time in the world. But yeah. Yeah. But yeah, anyways, thanks, Harvey. That was a very, very kind thing to say. Yeah, iShow says, yeah, it's what Miyamoto did with Zelda. Yeah, they kept building on that game. Yeah. Yeah, Harvey says, I can't imagine writing songs in Hex. Yeah, that would be, that's like, you, at that point, it's like, yeah, you're just writing songs on your piano, which I kind of did a bit for this. The nice thing, though, is like, yeah, you don't have to transpose anything. It's just all kind of integrated. Like, you've got MIDI controls, and you can hit your keyboard, and notes pop in here. But yeah, I think that would be a fun kind of stream to do. Like, I think it'd be kind of cool if I like really challenged myself and like tried to write a game like purely in like just a hex editor, like just write. I mean, no, this would be going beyond what they did in like the 80s. This would be just insane, but just imagine writing like a game purely in machine code, right? Just ones and zeros. That would be a real challenge. And the kind of game I would make would probably just be trash, but it's just like a proof of like, yeah, you can do this if you really wanted to. It's just insanely tedious. Yeah, computers were stupid slow back then. Although, in my opinion, they're still like really, really fast. Like even the NES is like, I consider that fast, even though that's like clock speed's like a megabyte or a megahertz, not a megabyte, like 1 megahertz. There's just so much you could do in that amount of time. If you ever seen the documentary Digging in the Carts, there's a lot of cool sound and audio stuff on there. I have not seen that. I guess that's something else I should make a note of. Digging in the Carts. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to give this a watch. All right, well, I think this song, I don't know. I'm not entirely satisfied with it. Again, it's not like a super banger or anything like that. It just kind of defines the mood for the level. I feel like it still needs more work. So I'm kind of just debating whether or not I should start formatting it to be sort of formatting it in a way that the sound engine can ingest it. Shoot, yeah, it probably wouldn't take that long to do. Maybe I should just do it. I'm gonna have to do it anyways, I suppose. Okay, I need 2 steps here. Change this to instrument 10. Cut this out. Cut these out. Actually, if I cut these out, I wonder how this is going to work. Because I think, shoot, what is instrument 5? Yeah, I think it's, yeah, it's zeroed out. Let me hear what this sounds like. Okay, so that's fine. I think I just need to do that for this. Yeah, Aisha says that song gives me a Mega Man feeling, like in the main battle zone. Yeah, definitely it's got that kind of energy. Usually if I write songs that are just like purely in like D minor or purely in A minor, they kind of give you that sort of action feel, which is something I really like. Or yeah, Marble Madness. Let's see. Okay, cut this out. This one. Okay, 6 goes to 17, so I should be able to just change this to 17. The volume should still be retained. I think it's a little bit louder, but whatever. Okay, I need to do 10 here. And I should be able to cut this. So I think that's working. And okay, add C on this one. Can I just do, could I do 1A here instead? And it kind of cuts here. Yeah, your current song does sound like it would capture a pirate theme. Yeah, this one definitely has got some pirate undertones to it. Same with like the title tune for this. I would say this definitely has like pirate-esque, a pirate-esque sound to it. Yeah, it's pretty short, but I think it sounds like a pirate song. I don't know. Maybe you guys can be the judge. Yeah, so that's the title music that I have for this game, which I think kind of matches the sort of pirate-esque kind of sound. Yeah, Tropical Coast kind of has that too. Not so much this song. Yeah. Yeah, the triangle. Yeah, I try to make use of that in the Misty Beach song, which definitely needs some work. It's kind of interesting, this one, because yeah, I try to make use of the triangle as a lead, which is always kind of fun to do, just because it's so limited on the NES. Like, you don't really have much room for volume dynamics. It's kind of just on or off. But yeah, the opening I like in this song. what's the overall direction or theme of the game? I joined the stream like, oh, well, the game, it's like a pirate-themed game. It's a platformer game. I've got, let me pull up my graphics sheet that I've been working on. Oh, wherever it is. Yeah, so like, yeah, I do like all of my graphics just in MS Paint. So I usually will sketch out like maybe a scene and then kind of refine like some of the graphics. Yeah, for this, yeah, you basically just play as a pirate and you can collect different weapons and be paired up against all sorts of different enemies. So this is like my enemy index for all the different enemies I'm planning on having in the game. I love that you use Paint. I did that for like 15 years. Yeah, I still use Paint. I've been using it ever since it came out, like Windows 95. It's a little bit buggy now on Windows 11, so I'm tempted to just like remake the Paint program myself, but it still kind of works for the most part. Yeah, but yeah, so I've got all sorts of different stuff kind of planned out. Yeah, I've got an area that's kind of like a town, and yeah, I've got a kind of like a haunted town. So like, yeah, like skeletons, and yeah, bat, yeah, executor guy. Yeah, all sorts of different stuff. Yeah, lighthouse, clock tower thing I've been building. Yeah, for the, where was it? Yeah, this is another zone. Kind of touched up on it last stream. Yeah, it'll be a lot of work cramming this in there. Yeah, you can download Paint 95 or XP. Yeah, so yeah, this is Paint XP. 95 is a little bit more buggy, or maybe they're on a par. There's just little things that, yeah, just don't work right. So kind of sucks, but. Yeah, I would say it works good enough for now, but yeah, it's just a giant Paint program that I use. Yeah, it looks like Castlevania meets Shovel Knight. Yeah, I think the game will be pretty good. Yeah, I don't know if I'll port it or not. I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to port. Just need to wrap it in an emulator, essentially. But yeah, I've got a lot of the graphics are pretty much done. Like, I like to just work on the themes first, get the idea down, get good graphics, and then like the songs, I get it like 90% done, and then I just worry about filling in the remainder at a later time. But yeah, I've been working on this. Like a lot of these assets I've been just chipping away over the course of like, God, when did I start this? Probably in was it 2018 I started this? Just started writing songs for it and started making the graphics. I do a whole bunch of stuff like in parallel, so yeah, I was doing this and then something else and then something else and something else, but yeah, I've got so much stuff in the queue that I just need to focus on like one at a time now and just get it all done. But yeah, this is just one of many projects that I'm working on. Yeah, I think it'll be a really good game. But yes, thank you guys for the nice comments. Yeah, this is kind of a sneak peek as to what's to come for this game. But yeah, I think I need to just focus on, where was I? On Under the Sea. All right, got that. I was trying to figure out what I should do for this guy, and I was thinking about 1A. What's the working title? Buccaneer Bill is the working title for this game. Not sure exactly if I'll change it or not. I might, but yeah, as it stands now, kind of like Bayou Billy. I was kind of playing off of that. Big Booty Island. Yeah, that's a good name. Okay, this definitely needs to be cut. It's a little bit long, though. What happens if I do this? Will this work? No. Shoot. And I don't want to use my do nothing note. I think that'll just be too hard of a cut. I don't like that. And I don't want to make, I really don't want to make another freaking instrument for this, but I might have to. Ah, boy. Yeah, will there be an Easter egg island? Yeah, with 8 treasure chest. I'm definitely going to put Easter eggs in this. For the previous NES game that I made, yeah, it was like bare bones. I just totally ran out of space and didn't have I just didn't have room for anything. Didn't even have room for like the music, so the music kind of got slaughtered in that game, as well as many other things. That's what you get for using CN-ROM mapper. This one is an MMC3, which is just far superior. So I should have enough space for all sorts of cool stuff and effects. Yeah, it's just crazy what having extra space can do for you. Man, I just don't know how I want to handle this. And I do not want to make another... I do not want to make another one of these instruments. I have so many. Just so many right now. But I need this thing to cut. Have I ever seen or used NES Maker? I have seen NES Maker. It is definitely not for me though. I've used it a bit. I've tried it in the past, but yeah, it's just not for me. It kind of reminds me of Game Maker in a way, but yeah, it's a different game engine. I can't remember what mapper. I think they use like UNROM mapper. Yeah, I can't remember though if that's what it ports to. I feel like though, like it's like game was it the Game Boy Maker or Game Boy Studio? I feel like that's a much more I think it's like more polished in terms of like an engine. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's like you should never like cut yourself short and say that you're like technically challenged or something. I think like I mean there is a bit of a learning curve to everything, right? And I don't know, once you've been using like I don't know, like for me, I've been using Game Maker since like the early 2000s, and I guess once you've done it so much, like you kind of get an idea of like what needs to happen in a game, and then I would say like it's kind of easier to write what you need at that point when you know what you want and you know what to expect. Like for this engine that I'm writing, it's like, yeah, I know I'm going to need like a finite state machine for the player. I know I'm going to need a finite state machine for all the enemies. I know I'm going to need a state machine for the game itself. And yeah, it's just a matter of just putting it up, down, and yeah, just chugging away at it, I suppose. I don't know, for me, like, I remember assembly being very intimidating, like when I first looked at it. But yeah, it was, I don't know, things will eventually click. Like, I think the first time I looked at assembly was probably in 2013? And I was like, what the hell is all this? But like, I just read a few books and practiced, and God, yeah, I gotta tell you, like, just reading really does help. If you get a good book and just read, something about just reading and writing helps like unlock your brain's like ability to do stuff. Watching videos helps like kind of maybe introduce you to stuff. It's like a lecture, right? Like when you go to college, you sit down in front of the professor and they give a lecture. But you don't really learn too much from the lecture. That's not the point of going to college. You don't pay for that mainly. I mean, you do pay for it, but the learning really comes when the professor tells you what readings you're supposed to do. And I didn't really realize this till like after I left college, and yeah, or maybe it was like my senior year or something. I can't remember, but yeah, at some point it dawned on me. I'm like, man, yeah, it's not the lectures. It's not like the guy in front of you speaking, telling you what to do that really really hammers home the information to your brain. It's really meant to just prime you for the material. And then once you're primed for it, then you read it. And then you do the problems, right? That's the point of the exercises. It's like to really test your knowledge and see if you understood what the material's talking about. And then the point of like office hours is like once you've tested yourself and you've identified flaws in your understanding, you then go and consult with the professor and they tell you, hey, well, you're not understanding this, and let me explain this, or you misinterpreted that. But I think nowadays you can kind of get around that because I feel like AI is good enough at like summarizing information and regurgitating it to a point where you can just ask an AI these kind of questions. Like, yeah, like someone in my chat was telling me like, yeah, because I was wondering like, yeah, in ASM6 in this assembler, is it possible for me to have, you know, two labels that can be treated as a variable? Because I know you could have two labels point to the same address for jumping, but I didn't know if you could reference it like, I don't know, like if I load foo and I also had like bar that's also pointing to the same memory location, right? Like just this would just be foo, I don't know, do I actually have foo defined up here already? Yeah. Anyways, I guess that doesn't matter, but you would do like that, and you do bar, and they both would point to the same location. So yeah, bar and foo, and this is just reserving 1 byte of information there. And you know, the AI like knew that information, so it's like, yeah, it's kind of trippy how knowledgeable these AIs are becoming. They're like super search engines, very capable of answering questions. But yeah, it's a wild time to be alive. I mean, we have access to just so much information. Like you can pretty much do anything you want. You can learn, like if someone else has done it, you can do it too. You've got the technology on your side to teach you how to do it. And like, yeah, you can even just like ask AI what books you need to read. You can ask AI like to put together a study guide for you to teach you, right, how to do stuff. Like it's very impressive. It's very good at that kind of tasking. Like, how should I educate myself? That kind of stuff. Yeah, for me, I'm lucky. I basically was born in a time where the internet, like, well, I mean, when I was young, the internet really wasn't much of a thing. But over the years, I've seen it develop and flourish into this vast, like, pool of information where you could just pretty much learn anything. But I mean, there is also utility in like struggling and learning things completely on your own too. I find that that is often like a really good way to learn and remember things, because when you really struggle with something, it tends to stick in your mind a lot more. And if you forget it, it's also really easy to learn it again. So there's also that. Yeah, easy come, easy go. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Real Goose says, Bruce Lee basically said, don't beat yourself up mentally because your body doesn't know the difference. That one always stuck with me. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely don't want to be too hard on yourself. Yeah, Harvey says, I'm 36, right in between worlds. Yeah, no kidding, right? Like, yeah. Yeah, just like the 90s was such a trippy time. Like, I just, yeah, I remember like things changing so much from the 90s to the 2000s to the 2010s. Like, what a crazy time, especially like games. Like in the 90s, like, yeah, the transition from 2D to 3D was just unreal. I remember playing Mario 64 for the first time and just being super blown away by it. Very crazy. Yeah, and just computers, because he had like this crazy thing where the clock speeds were just going up and up and up and up and up, and it wasn't until the 2000s that they kind of ran to that thermal threshold where they couldn't just keep, growing the speed of the processor at such a crazy rate. And I feel like things have kind of plateaued, like since like the 2010s. But I think a lot of change is like on the horizon. I think like this AI stuff is just going to fucking just change so much. Like it's going to revolutionize robotics. It's going to change like how art is made. It's going to change how code is made. It's going to just change so much stuff. It's going to change education. A crazy changes on the horizon. And AI is just one thing. There's so many other things that are just coming up. It's just a crazy time to be alive. Yeah. Hari says, I remember thinking Vector Man was the sickest graphics. Or the water on Wave Race 64. Yeah. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Crazy how far we've come. I think what the sort of, I think the final, I guess, nail in the coffin for graphics is just going to be AI. Like, I think what's going to happen is you're going to have like AI coupled with games to the point where you'll have like maybe some kind of really primitive like 3D graphics that just kind of convey like the idea of a scene, and then maybe you have like an AI filter that like goes over that and makes like a hyper realistic frame, and it does that all in real time. So basically you kind of get around this problem of creating like a crazy simulation with like ray tracing and all this stuff. Instead you just slap on some kind of AI filter on top of it, one that's like geared towards and designed to create like hyper real graphics. I think that's something that's going to be developed. I'm sure someone else has come up with this idea too, and I don't think it'd actually be that hard to implement, to be honest. It'd be really weird playing a game like that, one with like just it looks like reality. Real Goose says the 90s were much different than Y2K onwards. Yeah, totally. I'm thankful to have existed pre-internet days in my youth. World was a different place back then. Yeah, he says, I still prefer games that look like Final Fantasy VI and Zelda 2. Yeah. I mean, I do too. That's why I make these kind of games. I feel like something's kind of lost when you go with this super hyper realistic stuff. Also, I figure like if you make pixel graphics and the game looks like it runs on the NES, then the game probably should run on the NES. But yeah. Right, I need to think here. I'm wondering if I should just make another instrument and just frickin' make another volume envelope. Oh, I just don't know what to do. I'm wondering if I have one that already exists. That's already... No. I think the closest thing I have maybe is these cuts. But I don't want that because it cuts too fast and this does like an octave change. That might work, hi-hat. How can I follow the dev for this? Do you have a Discord or anything? I need to run soon. But this is really cool. I do have a Twitter account. Yeah, my business is Monsoon Studios. I think the handle is just Monsoon STU. I guess I could post it in the chat. Let's see. You could also just watch watch this channel. I usually am streaming pretty regularly these days. But yeah. Normally, like once I finish the engine, I'm gonna be like actually promoting this and putting more effort into like posts on my Twitter. But until then, it's kind of just coding sessions and music sessions like this. It's yeah, you need pretty good stuff to showcase. You never want to show stuff that's ugly because it just turns people off. Harvey says, sounds good. Sub to both. Thanks. Thank you very much. Definitely helps me out when I get the subs. Let's see. I think that sounds better. This works. Although I think I have to get rid of this. Let's see. All right, man. See you later, Harvey. Thanks for swinging by. Okay. Yeah, I think that sounds okay. Okay. This looks Good so far. I need to change this to that. This is pretty much the same thing. Johanna says, oh, that is a great song. Oh, yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah, it's kind of meant to be like underwater type theme. Definitely kind of gives that impression. At least I think. Right now I'm just kind of, I gotta convert, this stuff over to a format that my game will be able to understand. Okay. Okay. Okay, 10, 10, 10, 10. 10. 10 and 5. I think I need just there. Let's see. I think that's it. I think that should be the volume control now for this channel. Yeah, I think that works. And I just need to do the same thing here. And change this to 0. Zero, 0, 0. Oh, what should I do? This needs to be like 1D. 1D, 1D, 0. Okay. I think that's it for this. I think they're, yeah, I gotta add 5 back to this. And here, and here. Okay. All right, try it again. So I think that works. This is just, ooh, yeah, this one's slightly different. This is 6, and that stays as 11. need to get rid of this volume effect here. It is completely unnecessary now. I have to change this to 17. That's the other thing I needed to do. Okay. What does that sound like? Needed to do that here. Okay. Okay, this is like the same thing, except this last part down here. Should probably cut the volume right there. Kind of want to fade in here. Pitch down. Do that right there. Does that sound right? Wondering if this should be softer. Feels like it needs to be just a bit softer, because it is pretty loud. If I change this from 6 to 17, would it be too soft? Maybe, it might be too soft. Really should just make another instrument for this. I don't know. I think it might be fine. I might have to listen to this a bit more over the course of the week. But I think for now it's fine. I think for now this is fine. And I've translated... Oh, I forgot to do you. Yeah, let me quickly do this. So this will be 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. This is unnecessary, actually. Okay. Shouldn't need this anymore. Okay. All right, now everything should be good. Should be good. Yeah, everything has an instrument as opposed to having a bunch of effects. All right, I am going to call that a night. Looks like it's all good to go. As far as the versioning, I will mark as done. Okay, so I just need to do these three. Well, and this. Well, and these. Well, I got my work cut out for me. All right, that'll be it for tonight. Thanks for everyone who tuned in. I'll see you guys.